Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit with Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do the collective tarot for today. Today is Sunday, July 13th, 2025. You may follow me on the Talk the Tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates. Leave what doesn't. I think I have a hair on my shoulder. Leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, God's kiss. We love that for you. Whatever does not, just leave it on the table for someone else. We just don't want you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you. We're going to use Intuitive City Oracle. You can find this at intuitiveintention.com, My Intuitive Intention on Etsy, and it is also sold in the TikTok shop. Seriously, I think there's a hair there. Yep, there is. I always shave my upper arms. There's always like one or two stray hairs somewhere. I never even, you know what's funny is I never really noticed like hair on my upper arm until I got my tattoos. And then when I got my tattoos, I was like, there's a hair there. There's a hair there. We got 4 on the table. We got 5 on the table. Six on the table, 7 on the table. Ooh, okay. We got 7 on the table, 1 major, no reverse. Let's do 2 more shuffles. This is not a love reading. I'm just going to tell you that right now. 1 last shuffle. Other than love for yourself, this is not a love reading. I'm just letting you know. Just letting you know. Bottom, we got 8 with bottom of the deck. Bottom of the deck is the King of Wands. My nails fell off in the car this morning when I went to work early. I was putzing in my car and 2 of my nails fell off. So I was sitting there and I decided I'm going to paint all my nails different colors. And I like it. I don't care. It's happening. It's happening. I just painted these last night too, and it's already chipping. Top of the deck, Ace of Swords, Queen of Cups, and the Moon. Oh. 9 of Pentacles. Someone's going to learn some type of truth. And it's going to be clarity. Like it's going to be like the missing piece of the puzzle for somebody, but it's also, it could lead somebody to be very emotional. Like this could lead somebody to be upset. Because it kind of gives me the vibes of like somebody's going to hear the truth about something and it's the missing piece of the puzzle that they never knew. And it's going to get them emotional. I would just say, feel whatever you want to feel. Cry, scream. I said this the other day, I think on TikTok. Cry, scream, feel what you need to feel. But just remember that everything happens for a reason, everything happens for a purpose, and you have purpose. And whatever this is probably already happened, and you probably are technically already over it. So when you get emotional about it, again, feel what you need to feel, but then release it. Like you should finally be able to release something. This would be, and this is just an example, but this would be like a friend or a family member of my ex-best friend calling me and saying, like, she knows that you don't want to hear from her, but she is really sorry. She really wants to apologize. This is why she did what she did. It might not make any sense, but at the time, she wasn't in her head. Whatever. It like would be somebody calling to tell me something, and me recognizing like it's making me emotional, like pissed off, angry, sad, but at the same time, like even though this is quote unquote new information, like this already happened. Like feel what you need to feel and then let it go and move on. And tell people to quit calling you. Don't call me anymore. All right. 8 cards. We've got 4 of Cups. This is a little more positive here. We got 2 of Wands. We got Knight of Pentacles. Not that that wasn't positive. Finding out, getting clarity on a situation that you might not have had clarity on, like that's a good thing. Going through your emotions, feeling what you need to feel, always a good thing. Releasing, always a good thing. It just might not feel like it in the moment, We got Knight of Swords. We got the 9 of Swords. We got the 6 of Wands. We've got the High Priest. And we've got the 7 of Wands. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. It doesn't matter. Oh, that was weird. It felt like my thing. Feminine, masculine, it doesn't matter. I know I already said that. I felt like I needed to say it again. Someone with the Knight of Swords, someone is taking action on themselves. Like someone is moving forward. Someone is doing something. Like they're going to do something different. With the 2 of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. Like this person is moving out of stagnation. And they're moving. They're revving the engines. Like with the 2 of Wands, they want to do something different. They want to do something new. It could be changing a career, changing a job, taking on an art project, changing a hobby. I don't think this is, like I said, I don't think this is relationship-wise or relationship related, I should say. Take it how it resonates. To me, this is somebody wanting to work on themselves, like improve upon themselves, make themselves better. Like with the Knight of Pentacles, like they want to commit to enriching their own life, if that makes sense. With the 9 of Swords, they might be a little bit in their head about it. Like if they're going to try something new that they've never tried before, or maybe there's someone that doesn't, like they don't get up and go. They don't take action right away. Like they think things through for weeks, months, years at a time. Hermit style, turtle style. This is someone like they're ready to go. Like making a snap decision at the last possible moment, but it's going to pan out. Like it's going to be a good thing for them. With the 6 of Wands, the High Priest, and the 7 of Wands, bottom of the deck. And I feel like with the High Priest, like whatever this is, like this was divinely guided. This would be like, like somebody's at the same job, somebody's living in the same town they've always lived in, same car they always had, single, married, it doesn't even really matter, but it's like somebody, like, I need some change here. Like, I need something different. Like, I know I need something different. I need to move. I need to do something because I'm going to die here. Like, I don't want to die here. And not literally die, right? But your soul dies. Like, you need to keep yourself going. You need to keep yourself interested in life, whether you're with another person or not. Like, if you're depressed all the time, if you're hermiting all the time, pardon me, you got to ask yourself why. Why are you doing that? Are you doing it like for the good of you, working on your diet, working on your exercise, taking care of your home, improving your home? Like, is that what you're doing? Or are you hiding? Are you hiding from the world? Are you afraid of what's out there, of who's out there? Because there's a difference there. There's a difference. You should only be hermiting, hiding for the good of you, right? If it doesn't benefit you, then why are you doing it? And this is like somebody waking up and saying, I don't want to stay here. Like, I need to do something for myself. I need to change something. And I'm going to use myself as an example because I always do, right? In 2023, well, in 2022, God saved my life. And in 2023, I started my healing journey. I started watching tarot on TikTok. I started studying. I started buying cards. I started reading on myself. I started manifesting, buying journals and manifesting for myself. I bought books on witchery and Akashic records and healing and tarot. And I bought all this stuff. And I bought, you're going to think I'm crazy, but when I moved into my condo, I donated a whole box, a big, huge, like 4 foot tall, maybe like 3 foot wide, maybe 3 feet by 3 feet. Yeah, maybe like a 3 feet by 3 feet box. I had it filled with all kinds of stuff that I was like, I don't want this. I don't need it. I don't want it. And when I tell you that I threw away rocks and crystals that I had had since I was a kid, I had this one flat, I don't know what you would call it. It was like a geode, but it was like almost like a coaster. And when I first got it as a kid, it was purple, like a bright, vibrant purple. But as those age, they pale, and it paled to like a gray, a darker gray, and then a lighter gray. Still beautiful. It was in that box. And to this day, I still think about it. I'm like, I gave it away, and it was one of my favorite pieces because it was flat, like a coaster would be. And when I originally bought it, it came with a little stand so you could stand it up. I lost the stand a long time ago. I mean, I got this from the science store, whatever, the Science Channel, is that what it is? They used to do stores and malls. I got it from there, but I lost the little stand, and I always kept the rock. I loved the rock, and I had it in that box, and I donated it. And in 2023, like not even 7 months later, I started buying crystals. And I have all these crystals that I absolutely adore and love. In 2023, I started investing in myself. I started my ideas for my book. I started writing things down. I started writing things down for my documentary that I did on YouTube, on my other YouTube channel. I would put things on my blog, that I was trying to work out in my head. Like, am I going to do this? Am I going to do that? And just throwing out creative ideas, writing them down, whether I go back to them or not. Like, you're talking pages and pages and pages of ideas, of things to do, things that I want to do for myself, things that maybe someone else could give a shit about. Maybe someone else would be like, you want to do that? Like, what the fuck for? Because I want to do it for me. Because I want to learn. Because I want to achieve something. And that may not mean anything to anybody else, but it means something to me. Like, I told myself last fall they did Reiki classes in Gray's Lake. And I want to say it was 2 courses. I want to say they were like about 400 apiece. And the one I could have done, the second one, but the first part, which you obviously need, right? I couldn't because we were doing like overtime and stuff like that. And I think I was volunteering, and I had already volunteered when I saw it. If they offer it this year, come hell or high water, I am taking those 2 courses. What do you need to do that for, Kim? Because I fucking want to. Because I want to do that for me. If I never, ever do Reiki on another person, I don't give a fuck. I still know how to do it. I still understand what it is. I still have gone through the motions, done the courses, done the legwork. It's knowledge for me. That is what I care about. That is change. That is growth. That is something. Right? Finishing my book, finally editing it, and finding somebody to publish it for me. And having somebody else edit it. Painting the cover. I want to paint the cover, right? I told you guys that. I want to paint the cover myself. I already have an idea of what I want in my mind. All things that are going to bring change into my life. Every time you put forth an action, you're going to get a reaction. If you put forth positivity, you're going to get positivity. This is someone realizing, like, I've just been sitting here. Like, I need to do something. And again, with the high priest, like, this is guided. Like, this person, and let me just say this. If you want to do something, if you wake up one morning and you decide, I want to take a cooking class at the local college. I want to take a cooking class. Like, I cook, but I'm not really that great, and I make the same things over and over. Like, I want to take a cooking class. I want to see what happens. That is divinely guided, y'all. Especially if you're like, hey, I want to take this cooking class, and you do it. You sign up for it, you pay for it, and you go to those 4 courses for that class. That is divinely guided. When you put that energy out there and then you fulfill it, you achieve it, you reach your goal, God is like, yeah, what next, kid? It's your oyster. What do you want? What do you want to do now? I'll back you 100. We'll figure it out. Like, what do you want to do? You have to be involved in your own life. If you're not involved in your own life, you're never going to go anywhere. You're just going to sit there. And there's tons of people that do that. There's tons of people that are okay with that. That's fine. That's fine. Like I said, there are some people that have the same job for 50 years. They're married, they have 2 kids, then they have grandkids, they live at the same house for 50 years, and then them and their wife or their husband, they move into a retirement home. You know, they live in the same town for those 50 years. They go to the same grocery store, the same movie theater. That's fine. If you want to live like that, if that's what you want, if that's what brings you joy, that's fucking fine. But if you wake up one morning and you're like, damn, I always wanted to go skydiving, or I always wanted to take a painting class, or I always wanted to chaperone a field trip for my kid, I should do that this summer. then fucking do it. Do it. We tend to think that things are harder than they are. But once you start moving and you start doing, you're going to keep going. You're going to keep finding things to do. When you put that brain of yours to work and you say, brain, let's come up with something. I want to go on a trip. Like, where do we want to go? I want to do a road trip this summer. Where are we going to go? Once you go and you do that and you come back home, you're going to be like, when am I going on my next trip? Can I get on a plane and fly to Korea, fly to Belgium? Like, when am I going to go to Switzerland? When am I going to go see, what is it, the Netherlands or Finland, where they have the Tulip Festival? I've always wanted to see that, by the way. Like, let's go. Next adventure, next journey. Let's go. Let's move. Let's keep it moving. I think when people tend to start doing this for themselves, they get in their head a little bit, right? Because you have to take that first step, whatever that is for you. Like, my first official step was at the beginning of 2024 when I started this YouTube channel at the end of January, beginning of February. I think end of January. And I did my first video and posted my first video. You do not know how anxious I was, how like sick I was to the stomach. And it's just a video. Like, you're either going to watch this and love it or you're going to watch it and hate it. And either way, it's out there. Like, I put it out there, it's out there. I can't take it back. I mean, I can, but I'm not gonna, because that's not how I roll. Once you take that first step, it is so much easier to take all those other steps. Seriously, it really is. I told you guys like last month that I had decided I was going to put off like editing my book and finishing that, and because my funds kind of fell through, I had to spend them elsewhere, stuff for the condo, my toilets, my stove. So I kind of need to build up another nest egg to kind of pay for the book. Um, so I decided that I'm just going to wait a little bit, edit my book later, probably like in the fall ish. Although now I'm starting to get like that antsy feeling like I want to do it now. But like the last like month and a half, I've just been focusing on me, on my health, trying to eat better, getting some sun, some exercise. I've been doing what I call Kim yoga. Yoga is great, but like I want to do my own thing. And I literally get out there on my deck half naked. I don't give a fuck who watches me. And I dance. I literally dance under the sun. And it is the most amazing, amazing thing that I could possibly do. I have not gone to the beach for 2 weekends now to watch the sunrise. But when I tell you that I give love to the sun every day that I possibly can, I do. If I'm home in the morning and it's sunny, because the sun hits my deck in the morning, not the afternoon. Usually by like around 1, 2 o'clock, it's gone. So by the time I get home from work, it's gone. It's way past my deck. I give the sun love. And I put love out into the world. And I dance my little heart out. And I listen to my music, or I listen to my oracle reads, tarot reads, whatever. And I do my own thing out there. And I cannot tell you how it does a soul so much good to just do that. To just relax, be yourself, do your own thing, be weird, not weird, whatever. I don't care. And I'm having the time of my life alone, out on my deck, half naked, sending praise to the sun. God. Seriously. I could not be spending my time any better. And it's kind of sad to say this, and I admitted it to myself the other day. I don't even really miss driving to the lake and not seeing the lake. I'll go back. I'll probably go back next weekend because our all of our heavy overtime should be done now for work. So today was kind of like the last little push. There really wasn't a lot to do. So next weekend I'll probably go on Saturday morning, you know? But yeah. Yeah. I am having the best freaking time working on myself. And I'm glad I'm taking this time. Like I said, I've been feeling the urge to go back and start editing. And I might, I'll just take my time with it. I'll do a little bit at a time. That's fine. I can work that in. I have time. But I'm just saying, like, I felt called to do something for myself and change my routine that I had been in for like the last year or so. And I did it. And I do not regret it at all. And again, like I said, in the fall, if those Reiki classes are available, I'm taking them. And I might even look and see if the College of Lake County offers anything, because I probably would go. Yeah. Do not ever not do something because you're afraid to take that first step. Take the first step. Then you're just going to start leaping because you're going to be so happy that you're moving. You're going to be so happy that you're doing things. Especially when you do things for yourself, when you accomplish things for yourself. A lot of people might look at you and be like, oh, yeah, you read a book about the Akashic Records? I don't know what that is. Okay, but I did it. Oh, you started a YouTube channel? Oh, I wouldn't even know where to begin. Neither did I. And yet I did it. Always take that chance. Always, I don't even believe in the word chance. You guys know that, but always make that move. Always. And even when you're afraid, hell, you should do it when you're afraid. Conquer your fears. So that way when you go to do something else, you're not afraid. You can move forward with conviction and passion. I'm just saying. Whatever this is, as long as you're willing to put the energy in, God is going to make it fruitful for you. And I'll just say this too. I was talking about, I'm going to use this as an example, but, I was talking about painting the cover for my book. I've been talking about that for a while. You guys know that. If you follow me on the regular, you know. Here's the thing. I bought like a pack of like, I don't know, 10 or 12 canvases, different sizes, right? It doesn't matter. I have a picture in my head of what I'm going to paint. So I'm just going to paint the same thing and just see, like what I like and what I don't like, and then improve upon it, right? If at the end of the day, I paint 50 canvases and I look at them and I say, none of them are what I want. None of them look exactly like what I was thinking of. And I have to hire somebody to paint something for me. That is not a failure. That is never a failure. I did the work. I did the thing. I ended up not liking it. And I ended up having to go in another direction. That's not failure. That's learning. That's growth. So I don't want anybody to think like, if you decide to go skydiving and you book the trip and you get there and you're on the plane, at the last minute you decide not to jump, that's okay. Maybe the next time you will. Maybe it's going to take you 3 or 4 tries. But I'm telling you, once you make that first move and you do something, failure or not, There's no looking back because you're going to keep moving forward. You're going to keep doing things. Just saying. I'm going to leave it there. I hope the message resonated for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you were entertained. I hope you all have a great day and or evening wherever you are. I'll talk to you later. Bye.